Good evening, everyone. First of all, I'd like to welcome everybody here to our first and what we hope will be an annual Ramadan lighting ceremony here in East Brunswick. It is also the first time, as I'm being told, that there is such a ceremony being held in Middlesex County ever. So give yourself a round of applause. I'd like to start out, of course, with the words Assalamu alaikum. I first would like to thank the Human Relations Council for putting this program together. That many of the people who are part of that group are here this evening. I don't really have a list of all of them, but I do really want to put out a word of appreciation for all of the work they do putting this together and the many programs that we have celebrating what I believe is the most diverse town here in New Jersey. Also like to thank many of our own township officials who are here this evening. First, our township clerk and East Brunswick resident, Nancy Pinkin. Our assemblyman, also from East Brunswick, Sterling Stanley. Our council representatives this evening, we have Council President Sharon Sullivan, Councilman Michael Spadafino, and Councilman Dinesh Bahal. Also want to thank many of the dignitaries that are here with us this evening, and I also want to put a special shout out to Sam Khan for helping spread the word throughout the entire Muslim community here in Middlesex County and helping make sure that we had a great attendance here today. Ramadan, as most of you know, is the month which celebrates the revelation of the Quran and is associated with the act of fasting. This 1 month ritual is a time for self-reflection, self-improvement. We're for empathy, sacrifice, and an understanding and recognition of those who have less, and a heightened call for charity. With a worldwide pandemic slowly coming to the rearview mirror, the world has had a chance to understand the meaning and the purpose for such humility and charity. Whether it's food insecurity, or whether it is social injustice, or income inequality, or homelessness, that cannot be done alone. Together, we have an enormous capacity for compassion. This, my friends, is the message of Ramadan. Now, some may question why here? Why this location? Why now? And the answer I found actually comes from a 29-year-old world-renowned neuroscientist, humanitarian, poet, and philosopher by the name of Abhishek Naskar. And in his sonnet, he writes, "Christmas isn't about the decorations, it's about compassion. Hanukkah isn't about the sugvaniot, which is a jelly donut that's symbolic of the holiday. It's about amalgamation. Ramadan isn't about the feast, it's about affection. Diwali isn't about the lights, it's about ascension. Our world is filled with festivals, but what do they really mean? Celebrating them with cultural exclusivity makes us not human, but a savage fiend. Every festival belongs to all humanity, for happiness has no religious identity. So may we all learn from the sacrifice of Ramadan and resolve to live our lives with a greater sense of purpose. Empathy and charity starts with one person, and it can have such a profound multiplier effect. And just like the coronavirus, such happiness can be highly infectious. So may those celebrating have an easy and meaningful fast, and let us all look forward to an Eid Mubarak. I'd like to ask Iram Shakar, the chairperson of the Human Relations Council, to speak now.
Good evening and Assalamu alaikum. May peace be upon you all. My name is Aram Shakir, and I am the chair of the East Brunswick Human Relations Council. As Mayor said, thank you so much for coming to our first annual Ramadan lighting in East Brunswick, where a Muslim holiday is being recognized for the very first time. So thank you. I'm really truly honored. I'm truly honored that we are able to celebrate Ramadan in America for the first time ever. This event is not only near and dear to my heart, but I'm sure of all the Muslims that are present here. So thank you, Mayor Cohen, for making it happen. Ramadan is a special month for over 1.8 billion Muslims around the world, 3.45 million Muslims in the United States, thousands here in New Jersey, and hundreds right here in East Brunswick. I'd like to now call upon Mohammed Gamran Hashmi, who is representing Islamic Center of East Brunswick and Interfaith Clergy Council.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum. And peace and blessings to all of you. On behalf of the East Brunswick Interfaith Clergy Council, which I represent as a Muslim, and also on behalf of the broad East Brunswick Muslim community that I see here, and especially on behalf of the Islamic Center of East Brunswick, right here on New Brunswick Avenue, right behind CVS, I would like to welcome you all to the very first in Middlesex Ramadan Lighting Festival. We have been fasting for 20 days now almost, so we are running out of energy. We hope to recover it, and we have been praying extensively at night, so sleep deprived sometimes. We are praying right here in Aldous Gate Church, so please look around. There's a lot of Muslims here, and they're all your neighbors and friends. But first and foremost, thank you for doing this, Mayor Cohen, and thank you for making it happen, Aram and the Human Relations Council. Thank you.
At this point, I'd like to call Kaiser Aslam, the Rutgers chaplain, to give us our keynote address for this evening.
Bismillah, alhamdulillah, salatu wassalam ala rasulillahi sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. May the peace and blessings of God be upon all of you. In the name of God, the most merciful, the ever merciful. It's an honor, and it's honestly just nice being here today. It's such a beautiful night with such beautiful company to celebrate such a beautiful milestone for the township of East Brunswick. To be recognizing Ramadan is just beautiful. I don't know if I'm going to give a keynote address right now because there's so much to be said, but I don't want to take a lot of time on this blessed night. Muslims, as we were just told by the mayor's beautiful words and the beautiful words of those that spoke right before, that Ramadan is a special time. Ramadan is a special time for Muslims to really reflect. It's the lunar month in which most of us recognize the time that Muslims fast from dawn to dusk. And I'm sure every Muslim here has heard the question, even from water? And like you're sick of answering that, yes, even from water. But there's more to Ramadan than just this idea of feeling hunger and thirst. And actually what I wanted to impart today is just 3 principles of Ramadan in terms of what are we celebrating today and what does Ramadan really represent in this momentous occasion that we will, inshallah, God willing, celebrate every single year as the township of East Brunswick. And that is the first thing is Ramadan represents humanity. And how does it represent humanity? We are commanded to fast, abstaining from food and water. The very basic things we need to survive, we're willing to give up because we're trying to achieve a higher purpose. And when you really think about what's the purpose of experiencing hunger and thirst, I want us to think about something for a second. When we go about our day-to-day lives, we oftentimes start forgetting that we eat the same thing every morning, we eat the same thing for lunch, we might eat the same things for dinner. We eat with the same people every morning, the same people in the evenings, and the same people at night. And we stop forgetting what makes us human. And what makes us human is actually the ability of having needs like hunger and needs like thirst. And one of the goals of Ramadan that our Prophet Muhammad, may the peace and blessings of God be upon him, taught us is that when you fast, you actually feel the situation. You develop empathy of those who involuntarily fast. Because even though we're celebrating here today, I'm sure many of us came from households in which we ate and ate and ate, which we should. We should enjoy the food because we went through a difficult fast. But there are those we recognize as we were going through the day that we were feeling hunger. And there are those that experience hunger not because they choose to become spiritually uplifted, but because their conditions take them to the point of experiencing hunger involuntarily. So we fast to actually develop empathy for those around us. We fast to celebrate our humanity, that there are base things that actually keep us together so that maybe we will care about each other more. So that's the first one. The second principle I want us to keep in mind is guidance. Most of us, again, we get so distracted throughout our days because we're so worried about what to eat, what to do. We're so locked in our schedules that any spiritual activities we engage in are in between the rest of our lives. But Ramadan actually is a moment, as Brother Kamran was just saying, that our sleep schedules become disrupted. Our eating schedules become a little bit disrupted. Why? Because we put our relationship with God first. Our relationship with God's words, the Quran, first. That becomes the primary point of our existence, and all of our distractions become secondary. We avoid our distractions from becoming barriers to our best selves. We try to make sure that our distractions don't distract us from God. So the second purpose or principle of Ramadan is guidance. It's a month that focuses on guidance. And the last one, as we have now entered the last 10 nights of Ramadan, there's a special night called the Night of Power or the Night of Determination. And this is a night that Muslims search for because it's said that one night's worship in this night is better than 1,000 months of worship. And Muslims search for it, and we're told that when you enter into this night, what you should be asking for is one specific prayer. Oh God, you love to have mercy and to forgive, so forgive me. The last principle is forgiveness and mercy. What do Muslims celebrate in this month? A focus on forgiveness and mercy. And if that's not something for a community to celebrate, I don't know what is. The idea that we want the mercy of God, why wouldn't that begin with us being merciful to those around us being forgiving to those around us? So those are the three principles that Muslims really celebrate in this month: humanity, guidance, and mercy. And I hope that this is going to be an initiation for many years to come of a night that we celebrate those three things: humanity, guidance, and mercy. And now it's my honor to welcome back up the mayor so we can start the lighting ceremony to commemorate this beautiful night. Thank you.
Thank you. That was enlightening, and I think that the message, of course, is something that appeals not only to Muslims, but it's a worldwide appeal. And let us all hope that we can see a more peaceful world in the future. But the future is our children. And so before we light the tree lighting, I'd actually like to have as many children as who want to come forward to help light the tree tonight. How many people want us to continue doing this going forward? Well, I appreciate the fact that everybody came out this evening. Everyone have a really safe evening. Enjoy yourself. And again, may you all have a Eid Mubarak and a Ramadan Mubarak.